All right, so hello, good afternoon, everybody. I am Adetola Freeman, as you may already know, and this is our weekly market review. Okay, so in a few minutes, we're going to go through the markets, all right, and position ourselves for whatever trading opportunities the market will be presenting us during the course of this week. All right. Last week was a remarkable week because we had some trade ideas that we were working with at the start of the week on Monday, all right. But drastically, CPI on Wednesday changed the direction of the markets, all right. So a lot of people, a lot of you guys who probably didn't understand the rationale behind my trading. All right, some of you could have probably had issues being able to follow, that change in the direction of the markets. All right, so today I am going to be bringing you some trade ideas, all right, from my own personal expectations in the markets. All right, from my own personal expectations in the market. So stay tuned, guys, and let's dig right into it. So first of all, as usual, all right, we're going to be starting with the majors. All right, we're going to be talking about pairs like Euro USD, GBP USD, and the likes. All right, but also I think it's important to also mention that if you are in South Africa, all right, you can simply join our team, all right, at the expo currently going on in South Africa. All right. Let me just read you the details. Yeah, so the Finance Magnates Awards or something. Yeah, I think it's FMAS. All right, and it's currently going to be taking place today and tomorrow, right? May 20th and 21st. Okay, so yep, by 5 p.m. to 9 p.m. tonight, there's going to be an opening networking blitz at the Pavilion Foyer. All right, and then tomorrow we're going to be having where's that now? Yeah, tomorrow from 11 a.m. from 9:30 to 11 a.m. Okay, that's Forex. That from 11 a.m. to 7:30 p.m. All right, it's going to be the first major day of the summit, which is the Finance Magnates Summit. All right, then we have next tomorrow, May 22nd, we have 11:30 to 7 a.m. All right, so you can join us to 7 p.m. So you can join us at any of this on any of these days. All right, and just have some fun. Okay. So having said that, let's get down to the business of the day. I'm going to, ensure that I can follow up on your comments from here on my phone. All right, so please don't mind me if you see me look down a couple of times. All right, I'm actually just trying to follow up on the comments as you guys drop them, okay, so that I can be able to respond as quickly as possible. All right, so let's have it. Let's have it. I think I can see. All right. Please confirm if you can hear me now. Please confirm if you can hear me now. If you can hear me now. Yeah. So all right, so I think that we're all set. Let's dig right in. So like I said, we're starting with the majors, and let's go there now. So first of all, we're going to be starting with Euro USD. All right, we'll start with Euro USD. So let's look at the daily time frame. As usual, you guys know already that as usual, the first thing that we want to do is we want to check what exactly is the daily time frame looking like using the line charts. All right, and from the line chart, we have one region here, whereas we have the second zone right here. All right, so we can switch over now to the candlesticks, go over to the 1 hour and 4 hours time frame. All right, and you can see that this drop that is currently happening on Euro USD 1 hour, all right, is happening basically from that area. Yeah, Ruby Edim, thank you. Good day to you too. All right, so we can see that the price is currently dropping from that region. All right, so for me, I think that it will be important for me to see some stronger confirmations, all right, before I can join that ride. So peradventure, you want to join the sell on Euro USD, what can you do? I think the answer to that would be to wait for this trend line to break. All right, you can simply wait for the break of that trend line. All right, so the trend line breaks, price returns to the supply zone. Feel free to sell it all the way down. All right, so that is for Euro USD. Can I see Isaac? Hello, good day, good to have you here. All right, so this is for Euro USD on the 4 hours time frame. All right, so let's take a look at GBP USD. So as usual, let's start from the daily time frame. All right, the daily time frame, let's go to the line chart on the daily time frame. All right, so those are the zones. Let's switch over to the candlestick chart. All right, so that looks like a prime zone. This is a zone on the daily time frame, but that one, this one that I just marked, looks more like a prime zone for price to, to react from. Okay. So I think for me, the expectation would be all right. So it's either price, there are two things. It's either price comes into this supply zone and then drops. All right, or we wait for price to come break this trend line. All right, we could wait for price to break this trend line, complete the retest, okay. All right, so it's either it comes into that supply zone first before dropping, all right, or it breaks this trend line before returning for a retest and then dropping finally. So either ways, this is where patience comes in. So you're going to be able to, you're going to have to watch this, all right, see how price actually positions itself, all right. Do we get to see price, bounce towards the supply zone before dropping, or do we get to see the break of the trend line instantly and then the retest? All right, so this is where your patience is going to count. Yeah, 003 all, thank you so much. Yes, we're going to go to gold, all right, but I want us to clear the majors first. So we've talked about Euro USD, this is GBP USD, all right, so now let's go take a look at AUD USD. All right, although overall AUD is pretty weak, all right, so you can see that AUD is actually reacting as indicated. So there's nothing much to discuss about AUD USD. Lucky fingers, I didn't give limits, all right? During Monday market reviews like this, I try my best not to give limits, all right? Because that would constitute giving trade or financial advice to our clients, all right? Which currently FBS is prohibited from doing such. All right, being a broker, we have a licensed regulatory body that prohibits us from giving financial advice to our clients, all right? Because if the advice goes well, that constitutes a form of insider trading, all right? And if the trade does not go well, the client would say that we manipulated the market against them after having given them a terrible trade idea, all right? So that is why, as much as possible, we strive to avoid, giving specific trade ideas or specific trade details. All right, is that clear enough? All right. So for AED USD, there's nothing more to talk about. Price has gotten the supply zone, is currently dropping. If you want to opt in on that trade, this is the 4 hours time frame. We can simply just buzz you in on the trade after the break and retest of the trend line. All right, we can simply just, jump into it. Lucky Fingers Academy, thank you so much. So you could just, if you missed the entry from the major supply zone, all right, the next best thing to do would be to wait for the break of structure and the break of the trend line before you hop in on the trade. All right, does that make sense? So can we move over to gold now? I think we can. All right, so this is gold. All right, and the crazy thing on gold is that currently price created a new high on gold. All right, can you see price created a new high on gold earlier? LG, there is no gold news. I don't think there's any news for gold today. All right, so this is the 4 hours time frame on gold. Okay, if dollar is getting stronger, the expectation is, okay, let me quickly respond to Nathaniel Douglas. How long do you have to wait for a trend line to break and retest? To be honest, I can't say. All right, the market determines that. The market is the major decider of that. All right, so the basic thing you just want to know is that the market does as it pleases. All right, so yours is to be patient for the market to complete all that it needs to do first. Okay, do you get me now? So I can't categorically tell you, oh, this is how long you're going to have to wait before price begins to go your way. Is that clear? Is that okay? All right, so let me go to LG. LG is to Flurry. This session, you're welcome, Nathaniel. This session that we're having right now, the main aim of this session is to be able to lay out trade ideas for the rest of the week. All right, so it's not because there's a specific news for gold. That's not why we're having this session. All right, this session is basically just to prepare you for, trade ideas, or to help you, formulate trade ideas for the entire week. All right, and left to me, I think for gold, all right, we have this trend line here. Okay, and this trend line leaves us with either the option to buy or sell. So if I'm going to sell gold, all right, I would, I think it would be more reasonable for me to wait for price to break the trend line, break below this previous low, all right? At least that tells me that there's been a shift in the market structure, all right? And then I can simply wait for a retest of the other block, which will be the new supply zone, and then sell, all right? So this would break through the demand zone at this low, all right? If this is able to accomplish, if that impulse is able to accomplish that, it becomes a shift in market structure. All right, we'll record this as a shift in market structure. And if this is recorded as a shift in market structure, it means that, we can expect a sell from the supply zone. All right, and just write it all the way down. All right, does that make sense? All right, sorry about that. I needed to also check on my, on my other trading setups. So yeah, here we are. Let's keep right. So I'm going to take a look at two more commodities. All right, two more commodities, and then we call it a day. All right, so this is GBP AUD. I think this was part of the trade ideas that I gave last week. If you've been following my analysis on the website. All right, so this is GBP AUD. I see that my sentiment is bullish. All right, my sentiment on GBP AUD is what? Bullish. Yes, LG, like I said, if you look at the gold again, you can see that my expectation is that it's going to come down. It's going to have to come down at some point. All right. I am, let me also say that the signals is not from me. All right. But I think I can agree with that signal because, after a break of structure, price often tends to retract. All right. So we're expecting a retracement before we can confirm whether or not the next impulse is going to be bullish or bearish. Ifeanyi, thank you so much. God bless you too. Thank you. All right, so we're going to look at GBP AUD and then we're going to look at one more commodity and wrap it up. All right, so like I said, GBP AUD for me is bullish. All right, we have a demand zone here. We have a turncoat trend line. All right, we have a turncoat trend line where, from here we expect that price would bounce at least all the way here. All right, this is the nearest supply zone on the daily time frame. So I am personally anticipating that price would break from here and then, ride all the way up here. Okay, before we can then know whether price wants to continue going bullish or bearish. Okay, but the general idea is that from that confluence of the trend line and the demand zone, GBP AUD is bullish. All right, LG, I really wish I could answer your question directly. All right, but because I sense that there might be a reason why you're asking for that, my only advice would be that you could probably just go on Google, search my name, Adetola Freeman, and then one of the channels to contact me will be there. All right, but this is it. I cannot promise that I'm going to give you trade ideas. I only trade once in a blue moon. All right, whenever I see that my own preferred kinds of setups are available. All right, I trade my A+ setup majorly. All right, so if I don't find that, I just naturally abstain from the markets for as long as I can. All right, so that's GBP AUD. So we're expecting bullish impulse. All right, so from the 1 hour, 4 hours time frame, you can see we've got a breakout structure, and this would be, all right, this would be the nearest demand zone. Or you could even just mark this with your Fibonacci. All right, mark that with your Fibonacci. We have our trend line here. So price could come this way. All right, and then bounce. Do you get it now? So for GA, we are expecting that, you know, price comes for a retest, and then we can get the general bounce. So that's my expectation from GA. And then finally, let's look at US 30. All right, US 30 daily time frame, we can see that it seems price has also created an all-time high. All right, so I think on the 1 hour time frame is where we can then be able to look for more palatable entries. All right, so this is our trend line. I think the clearest I can see right now would be this zone. All right, this zone right here, based on the Fibonacci from here. All right, and at the same time, there's this turncoat trend line. All right, so for US 30, we could get this. You're welcome, Kamaldeen. All right, for US 30, it's possible that we get a drop this way, all right, and then a bounce. All right, so that is my expectation on US 30. It's very likely, all right, it's very likely, but alternatively, price could also just react from this low. So two things you want to do is, first of all, you want to check to see if price breaks that trend line, because I actually think that it would. All right, then you want to see if price is able to break that demand zone. Okay, because altogether, if price breaks both of them, it means that we have solid confirmation of a bearish trend. All right, but if both the trend line and the demand zone are not broken, price could still remain in a bullish trend because this is the last major low. All right, this was the last major low that gave us the last major break of structure. All right, so it only makes sense that we're able to, based off of that, anticipate what price might want to do next. All right. Yeah, so this is how far we're going to go today on this Monday's market review. All right, and I want to say a big thank you to you guys for joining me. Okay, thank you so much. I'm really honored that you guys have spent this time with me. Don't forget, FBS is that broker that cares about you, that cares about, you know, how well you perform as a trader, and that's why we have sessions like this to help you improve your win rates and to also educate you along the line to get you prepared for better results in the financial markets. So with that said, I want to say thank you for joining me once again. My name remains Adetola Freeman, and it has been an absolute pleasure having you guys. God bless you and have a fantastic and profitable trading week. Bye-bye.